So this is me black LT. I've got to tell you, I didn't see one until I had one made. I always wanted one, and I got one made. But so basically, the long and the short of it is, Dave Walsh of Eternal Guitars, Hot Rod Pickups Division, made these pickups for me. James Hetfield, okay, Dave Gilmore, Dave Mustaine, okay, Dave Gilmore. All right, so that's the shortened version. All right, and that really, in all honesty, that puts you into a mode of understanding what I want out of these two pickups. Right, so I want that out of the bridge, and I want that strattiness out of the neck. Now the screws, gold in the pickup. He fucking fucked that up and didn't put them in, or couldn't see in his light. He thought they were gold, and they were sort of like a sort of burnished colour. They had like a finish to them from like oh God Christ, what's it called? That begins with V, but it's like a tempering, a sort of treatment on the metal to stop it corroding. But anyway, they weren't gold, but they were supposed to be, because it's Swan. This one's called the Swan, and that's the Golden Gate, based on, of course, the pearly gates. Green armchair gaming. Hey man, right, wicked. Green armchair gaming. Your mark. Is it? Are you saying it's your mark? Is that what you're saying? Because that's cool. If so, heroic. Right. Okay. So I'll set up with this is like a JCM 800 profile. Yeah, man. Good. You. So this is like a JCM 800 profile on my little. Yeah, we go. On my little Vox Stomp Lab, which is just a remarkable device. Ugh, typing. No, Mark is my mate. Oh, I got you. Okay. And so here's the JCM 800. I haven't EQ'd anything on the amp. Forget all that for the minute. So I'm in bridge humbucker. All right, Mr. White. And now, like I'm in single coil, immediately cleaner. So if he was like Judas Priest, like victim of changes, or you see, and then and it is just a flick of a switch. Sounding very warm. I can hear, like, these are great pickups. These 8s are rubbish, aren't they? I've got these stupid like strings on. I don't know how ZZ Top do it, man. All right. So yeah, this guitar is my pride and joy. Really, it's my second best guitar technically. No, maybe not actually. I mean, I don't know what. It's probably a long way down, to be honest. But yeah, I've got this and the blue one. They're the matching pair of stage guitars. Now the blue one, I'm keeping entirely stock. It's just aesthetic. It's aesthetic things, okay? So purple bits. fact, the idea is that that looks like what that does under a black light, and it actually kind of does that. But yeah, they're a matching stage pair. So the idea is I've always been the same. I've always run either like two Strats, two Les Pauls, two Tellys, two of those silly cricket bat things that Malco got the base one of the other day. I used to have a GT3 that was based on the Steinberger. Used two of those. Used the GT2, which was the two humbucker one. But yeah, always had pairs of guitars because it was like, I can't remember who it was that I saw do it when I was young, but I was just so dreadfully impressed by the fact that they took their guitar off and picked another one up. That's the way to do it. Stevie Ray Vaughan with his like first wife, second wife, and all that. That to me is important. And I got these directly as factory seconds from the LTD distributors through a shop in Chichester, back in Chichester, through Carl, if ever you're watching, mate, bless you. And it was a fabulous deal, and it was on the condition I didn't care about colour, didn't care about anything at the price that they were doing at them, which for what were brand new guitars, right? And I didn't care about colour on the condition that it was cosmetic damage only, and I didn't care how obvious it was. I was like, look, I don't care if it's great big skunks out the front, okay, as long as it all functions, and you'll do me a price. And fucking yeah, mate, basically this and the blue one, 280 quid, and I can't, one of them had a dink on the end of the headstock. It's the blue one, right, had this dink on the end of the headstock, okay, and that was it. And this one, we never could really find what it was, because there was a range of tiny little things, but nothing that you'd think. So never could find it. But everything lines up. They were checked out by Eternal Guitars when the pickups were put in. The pickups here, cost nearly as much as the fucking guitars, and they were no money, no objects. Like one of the few, because literally, this is no word of a lie. The guy who made the pickups, this wonderful like Eternal Guitars luthier workshop, they really are great. But that pickup workshop was literally, I go out of my front door at the time and down the road and keep going till I get to the workshop. That's how close they were. And it was like I had it in mind to get Seymour Duncan's until I learned about this place that was in the town that I lived in, and I thought, when am I going to have the opportunity to like look the guy in the eye and tell him exactly what I want and have exactly what I want made, And so yeah, I got this pair of pickups, and I'm going to get another pair. And what's cool is like a few people now have been asking about getting these themselves. So I guess a bit of pressure over to the Eternal Guitars people, and I'll have to get them to have another look at these and redo them. But I got to say, I don't need loads of sets of these. This is the great irony, right? Now, this definitely sounds superior to the blue one. It has like a character and flavour that is by far and away. But at the same time, both guitars do their job equally well. I consider them both equal. It's not a B guitar. Even though this has had heaps of upgrades, it's like this is the first one, not the best one. If anything, the blue one kind of has it on sort of raw resonance, and the body really sort of comes alive. The blue one is a great playing guitar. It's like this one feels more sort of like an Ibanez 24 fret guitar that's been set up for sort of fast virtuoso playing. This one feels more like a sort of 80s heavy metal guitar brought forward and given sort of modern playability. It feels more like a sort of BC Rich or something of that ilk from the 80s. Like this aesthetic, this sort of 70s 80s heavy metal aesthetic sort of helps. I'll go have a look at the chat quickly. The one who knocks sweets up. Trade your hunger, yeah, man. Oh, you have the neck. Oh, you have the neck through limited DT5. You got the bass that was Mark's, because that is a fine bass. Yeah, I'm going to probably get the basic one. I think it's the B4, just a bolt on. But it's got the same headstock as this and same shape. And I'm figuring actually like one day, as a stage bass, to be honest, to go with these, the best guitar in the house. It's currently unstrung. That is what I asked Malka about the other day as regards doing some fretting, and it's a S545. S545. It's a 400 series, and it's obviously pre-lawsuit. And my God, this has had a life. This has been battered. But this is like you get the George Lynch now, and this was like a guitar that was, that's kind of like George Lynch's Strat that he's put out, the GL 256. This is my Les Paul, my Silver Burst. I adore this guitar. This is definitely one of the best guitars in the house, even though it's a lump of shit. It's actually an Axel, we found out after all, but it's really heavy. I love how the silver is going. The pickups are diabolical shit, but yeah, it's a neck through, and it's a, Les Paul type guitar. I did this headstock. There was nothing on the headstock. What do you think of that? Like, I don't know what it is. That is the symbol for gain in orange language. Yeah, but yeah, like things I didn't like the fret markers. Now they've grown on me. This guitar is just absolutely a blaster. Yeah. But so there's the ESP, there's the Silver Burst, the two CDs, the black one and the blue one, and they really are, like, yeah, that's all I need. It's all I need, and it's all in there. They have it all. They're a hard charging, proper heavy metal guitar in a sort of pointy shape in the traditions of heavy metal guitars. At the same time, they're 24 fret. They're sort of like evolved from like a George Lynch guitar that would have been, a take on the Kamikaze, a Super Strat. So ultimately a playable guitar and a player's guitar. George Lynch, very much a guitarist. So, for me, that's why I settled upon them, because they kind of came from the right place. They came from a place of absolute playability, while at the same time totally embracing, the heavy metal aesthetic of a crazy pointed guitar. I love crazy pointed guitars. Also love Telecasters. This thing, leaving absolutely raw. This is what I was playing in the beginning. Leaving absolutely, I'm not touching a damn thing. Same with the Axel Strat from the same series. The thumbnail test I was on about in the chat is when you get a guitar like this, go somewhere subtle, don't go somewhere silly. But dig your thumb. Just dig your thumb somewhere like that. Now, a really good bit of wood like this, no mark at all, nothing, okay? But you'll be surprised that your thumb will just go sailing on in with some guitars. And it can be like a Fender, it can be like an expensive guitar, you'll be surprised. And it's wood density, and it's like when you've got like wood that's like a density like fucking rock, okay? That's a pretty good clue that that's a good guitar. Yeah, now this neck, I can just stick my thumbnail in up. This turned out to be an 80s Court, as I'm sure I've waffled on about before. But of all the guitars in this room, this is the one that I'm definitely going to like put time and money into. I'm going to sort this right out. I want a proper Telecaster neck. This, because it's an 80s, Japanese guitar. I feel like it earns like the respect to be, bring the best out of it. Now I love this fucking cockamamie, Heath Robinson pickup, and I should inevitably do something with it. I won't just chuck it away. I will use it in something, probably the slide guitar that's hanging up behind you there. This thing, when I get a neck for this Paisley Burst, this thing will inherit it because the neck on this is fucked. And this is like a telly I've had for, well, I don't know. I think I got it in 2016 or something like that. But yeah, this is it's all wired up, ready to go. It's just the neck is completely fucking fucked. So yeah, this will inherit the neck from the this thing. This is a Strat neck of some kind from these J&D people. I want to get like a telly neck, hopefully a maple board, some kind of telly neck, or strat neck. I don't care. Something else. A telly neck. And I'm going to keep this bridge. I've put these saddles in, which I love these fucking saddles. Okay, they're like roller saddles, and they're great. But I'm going to get a proper pickup set in here. I've got a Wilkinson set of telly pickups on the way. But I don't know whether they're going to go in this just yet. I'm holding on that for a moment because I'm thinking I want to get something like a hot rails in there and maybe do it as an Esquire, just the hot rails. There's some ugly routing under here, so I can't go clear scratch plate, which I wanted to. But yeah, I'm basically going to sort of be a little bit, not quite money's no object, but I'm going to take this up to the stars. I'm going to put a different neck on it. This neck will go on the blue one, which will be a sort of always in open G. Have an electric guitar always in open G, and that's that. The other ones, the Les Paul, got to get some pickups for that. I've got some on the way, Kirk Hammett ones or Jackson ones, and anything that I can upgrade as time goes on. It can get the hand-me-downs from like the LTDs, things like the Tune-O-Matic bridge and machine heads and shit like that. So that will get upgraded. The Strat here, it's just staying as it is. I'm going to put a black scratch plate on it, or a different scratch plate on it, and I might put a black cover just on the bridge pickup. Just put a black pickup cover on it. But this is staying exactly as it is. That's just little aesthetic notes. Nothing. This is staying as it is, as I bought it. It's a studio guitar. This is the studio Strat. And Axel, exactly like my Axel Studio Telecaster. This as well. It's got these silly fucking EMG things, like cheapo. But they do in the studio. They're great. They're fine. They're you wouldn't want to go out gigging with them, but in a bedroom they're great. But yeah, this not changing a bloody thing. This is exactly as staying as it is. So, and that's that. But the and this one also, not doing nothing to this. I decided. Just going to play this into the ground. I love this guitar. This is my favorite guitar. I'm going to do a video on it. It just puts me in a good mood to play it. And I've dicked around with it, giving it a bit of aesthetic, giving it a little bit more of the white, and I might do a bit more of that. I wish I hadn't put the orange sticker on it. It's a stag, and it should be proud. Fuck it. But yeah, it's a piece of shit, but it's kind of my favorite. And it's not good for anything except metal. Like it does sort of metal, and it likes 80s hair metal the best, and that's all it's any good for. Anything else, forget it. So yeah, some guitars, like I say, they're not getting nothing spent on them. Others are getting spent on. It's funny. Now this is my bass, and I got to get more. I'm going to be working on the low end when pretty soon. This is actually an 80s Korean Squire. And it's funny because people are like, that's great, yeah, Squire all right. Squire, and this isn't like great just because it's an 80s Korean thing. It's made out of laminate, okay? You get a modern one and it's a nice solid body, so Squire all right. But this does me. It's got a very sort of light and warm, dirty sort of touch, quite bright, quite punchy. Got to get some strings. I've got a set of strings, and the fucking one was too short for the G. But yeah, I'd put like a sort of high mass bridge on it, but I was thinking Geezer Butler pickups, but EMGs, but yeah, I think I might just leave that as it is because it's got a very sort of very low signal, very sort of quiet signal the way it drives in that, but it's very clean and very bright, and it's a precision. It's got that. It does the warm rumble dumble of a precision really well. But yeah, I mean, it's been my precision for a while. I also have like a Tanglewood thing that's like an Ibanez sound gear. It's like a 24 fret doody-doo, but that's been down in Chichester since before I moved here. So I'll be picking it up at some point. But yeah, I'm thinking about I might get an Ibanez Talman. I'm looking at a couple of LTDs. I'm looking at a bass called the Colosseum, which is like a crazy design, really sort of ultra modern features. you know, definitely a few basses. I want to get an acoustic bass and well, an electroacoustic bass. That's and I want to get a little bass amp, a little Fender Rumble, or a little baby Heart Key. But the hybrid drive, the high drive. But I think the actual Fender Rumble is better. Plus, you know, my silver grill cloth Fender blackface aesthetic has kind of got to be maintained. But yeah, it is a crazy motherfucker. So I don't know if anyone's still there. I don't know if you're all bored and buggered off. Hello, it's good to have you here tonight. I mean, I was just noodling. So yeah, there's some great bits incoming. Massive Line 6 multi effect coming. Yamaha. Oh, there's a whole big upgrade coming. You know, I've got a chunk of money put aside. Gonna do that a couple more times. Got a Marshall amp is whistling its way to me right now from the venerable Malco. That's really cool. Like, so you know, if you've been watching these, you'll know that like, hey, I got my Marshall because I got the Vox, the orange. I blasted this little orange this morning for a few hours. That little orange there, that thing. Fucking love it. You do get it's like having an orange drive pedal with all the orange drive sounds on it with a speaker attached. That's kind of what it is. Anyway, this is a great sound I really like. Alright, well that's the intro to one of the tracks that I've recorded, and I'm really pleased with that sound. There's a lot going on. It's a very psychedelic, clean sound. And when it's recorded in stereo, in the stereo window, in headphones, it's hard to believe it is just one guitar. There's not even an overdub, it's just one guitar. Anyway, I've waffled a lot. Mr. White, thanks, for showing you the pickup thing? Yeah, I mean, that's how I like it. It's that, you know, there is a method to it. There's a lot of things where apparent weaknesses can become strengths in guitar playing. There's a lot of things like that, especially with things like, oh, I don't know. I remember when I first got like my back pressed up against the wall with a bloody solid state amp. Um, that's when I discovered how wonderful they are if you play to their strengths. But like I mean, Dimebag, obviously, greatest proponent of the solid state amp. But yeah, I haven't really had much to say tonight. I'm just so tired and so stoned. I mean, I just can bear, I've been at it all day, all fucking day, all night, and then all day again. With just cat naps in between. Just I'm playing. I love it. I'm peaking at the minute, just playing all the time. But I can barely keep my eyes open right now and just waffling shit and whatnot. But I wanted to make an appearance, play that little bit of blues. I want to listen back to it, to be honest, because I don't know, I'm kind of liking it. I don't even know if I played all the bits. But yeah, tomorrow, hopefully that my mystery clone will arrive tomorrow. And also, it's a possibility. No, the Marshall won't arrive until the weekend, I don't think. But so there maybe be an unboxing and also like some other stuff I'm doing. Right. Oh, Mrs. White is watching along. Okay, I'm gonna play very, very briefly then. Just a quick energizing bit of classical on look, my 30 quid nylon string. This is the Manuel Raimundo that's 2,250 quid, which I got for 30 quid legitimately from the local like furniture shop. Anyway. All right. Oh, bless. Right. So glad you joined me. I can see the shadow of it looked like an it looked like an enormous spider. It was actually a tiny spider, but up close against the light, so it was a big shadow. Yeah, I love that flamenco guitar. Every day I start with the nylon string. Actually, like the other one, the cheapie, the Encore, it's perfectly serviceable, but because there's a thing that I like to do, and I'm a beginner at it, and it's this douchey type of playing that I'm just sort of learning how to do. So all this tapping and cracking of the board, I figure use the shitter. But this is I love this little thing. I mean, I get just as much pleasure out of this as I do the $2,000. But yeah, that'll do, and I will do more tomorrow, and definitely at the weekend. And failing all else, see you at Malcolm's Sunday stream. He's a gentleman. He's really, really helped me out here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the music tonight. I hope the sound quality was there. And I waffle shit. I get loads of complaints. Just shut up and play guitar. Well, there's other music. Anything with Gorilla Gig podcast on it is just music, no whiffle waffle. But if it's live stream, it's a lot of whiffle waffle. But yeah, thanks ever so much for coming. Fucking good to see you. You'll be seeing the studio upgraded over the next couple of months. You're going to be amazed at what's coming, because it's going to really make this look child's play, some of it. But it's been a wonderful. I mean, God, the Vox amp I got last week. Fucking, I haven't played that tonight. I should have. Some cracking sounds on it. I mean, it's just so well equipped. Like when I'm recording, it's just so great. Just being able to reach for the tools. Oh, it's been a long time, Been through homelessness, fucking drugs, fucking getting married maybe, and then maybe having kids, and then none of all that happening, and just death and fucking upset. And it's been an absolute nightmare. And it's been 18 months of peace. I've just been able to get my head down and play guitar without being hassled by anyone or anything. And, now I'm starting to get there. It's like, if you look up there, those bits of paper, those two, that is the list of tracks that are being recorded. I don't exaggerate when I say it's my life's work. That doesn't mean it's good, but it's my fucking life's work. We'll talk about all this another time. Hope you enjoyed the Telecasters, and look after yourselves, because we're probably all going to need to lean on each other a bit more by the time this motherfucker's through. They're going to be hassling you for your third vax shot, and it's going to probably get crappy again at some point. But just hold firm, stick to what you do what you love. Those that mean something to you in life, make sure that they know it. Even if you don't say it with words, do it with actions. I mean, it's better anyway. Do it in the unspoken way, so their body knows that, like, you care, even if their ears haven't acknowledged it. Anyway, I am so blitzed. I'm going to have to go. Mr. White, a fucking pleasure to see you, my brother. And Green Armchair Gaming, nice one, man. Fucking give Mark regards. I want to see him this week. Hopefully see him this week. Anyway, I love you. Thanks so much. Fucking safe journeys and keep it real out there in the